Hello guys, welcome back to our tutorial. The first, second two tutorials, I think most of you kind of get a feel what GIS what is, and you know the data, you know the software, and from here, what we're gonna do is trying to work with the data and make some changes in the representations and all those, which is the really fun part of GIS. Okay, so let's just start. First is layer symbology. So basically what layer symbology is, the approach that GIS have to help you represent the data with colors, shapes, and all kinds of things. Because GIS, every layer they have data associated with it, so GIS have capability to make representations to differentiate the different values simultaneously, immediately. For example, let's just pull up. For example, let's pull up vector data in census. How about block group 2000? And you can see here, this is a block group, right? And we have a lot of data in the table. But the issue was all these blocks are the same color. What if I want to show, like, for example, this is the population of each block. What if I want to differentiate which block have higher population, which block have lower population. So that's what symbology doesn't do. So what you're gonna do is double click this layer, and you get like a layer properties, and there's a tab called symbology. Okay, there's other tabs like source, selection, display, all those, but symbology is the one that you will work with most of the time. Okay, so the first one is single symbol. So what this one was doing is actually help you change the symbol of each block. For example, if I want to change the color of all of them, I click OK and click apply. And see here, it changed the color, and I can change to other. You see here, there's some like texture. For example, this is nursery. I can click OK, click apply, and then they have different symbol. Okay, so it's not just for like this is polygon, right? I believe this was polygon. Not just for polygon, you can use it for like line tools. Let's pull up, let's say transportation. Let's pull up interstate. Make it bigger. Oh, by the way, if you want to change the symbol, the other big way, just click this, and it will show up. So you can change the symbol what you want. For example, I want to be seeker, and if I want to change color to, let's say, green, click OK. Then it will be what you want, right? The other way, just double click in here, click it, the same, the same window. Okay, but you can do different things, right? You can change like railway, or contour lines. These like arrows, right? As much as you want. Okay, so we just keep here. So, and then the categories, what this was is, here you have a value field, which is like you see here, all these items are the exact same. You see here, population 2000, pop 2000, pop 2007. So all these are the items in the table, okay? Columns of table. So you can choose each one. For example, if I want to choose 2000, and if you click add all values, then all value is showing all value down here, each individual value, right? And this, if it's low value, then it will be green. If higher value, it will be red, and what's in the middle will be yellow. And they will like help you, calculate the color value and show it in the map. Let's apply, so you can see from here. Okay, so that's what unique value is usually what we use. Unique value many fields doesn't use that much. Match the symbol to in a style. This is not like that convenient tool. So unique value, if you want to show unique value, like every block value, you can use that one. Okay, and by the way, there also, if I just, for example, if I just drag places, there's also a way to label what you have. That's which is from here. You double click places, and in the labels, you just check label features in this layer, and click apply, and then you will find that in every place, or I think this way it's city. Every city you will show the name of it. So which is give you like really nice labeling. Okay. Hide this one and back to our population and go back to symbology. So let's go back to symbology. This is a really cool fun part. Okay. Let's see where we are. We're in here actually. Okay. So what quantity do was if you give them a value, for example, let's say the same thing, population 2000, and they will categorize them based on range. So if it's 0 to 1036, then it will be yellow. So it will change, and you can label them. You can, for example, I can say this is level. So you have different level. So it classifies them to 5 classes. Okay, and the way to classify them is really easy. You just click classify. Here, then you will jump up like a window or something. You can just move the bar by your hand, whatever you want. This is one way. Or there is some like statistical models that help you classify them statistically. For example, equal interval, which means from the smallest number to largest number and make every line equal. Define interval, and quantile, nature breaks, standard deviation. So there's a lot of ways to do it, okay, based on your needs. But there's one thing that I need you to remember is after you finish like your classification, just remember the last bar, like this one, just drag it a little bit right. Alright, drag a little bit. Then that's fine. Yeah, because sometimes if you keep in here, for example in the end, sometimes when you do some calculation you will have some errors. So just drag it right a little bit, and then you will be fine. Then click OK, click apply. So you will see that. Let's go back. I can change like colors to what I want, so I know which group, right, which block have more population live there. Okay. Alright, and graduate symbols, this is another way to represent that. Graduate colors is by color, and symbol, let's do the same thing. Let's do standard deviation, drag it a little bit on right, click OK, and click apply. Then you will see that, right? So basically this was if in one block have smaller people living down there, you can just like it's small. If more people live on there, it's big. So you can definitely know where it's like most urban area, urbanized or density area. Okay. And the other thing I forgot to mention is if you look at the area, like these two, and also the ones below, there is normalization, which means if for example there is like area, right, shape area, which means the size of each block, so they will normalize it, which means they will use the population of 2000 2000 and divide the shape area, so which you are able to get the density. Let's say here, let's go to standard deviation, click OK. Quantile 6, click OK. Then you get the density. So, which makes sense, right? Greenwell, Clemson, Anderson, or yeah. Cool. So let's go back. So these are symbols. Let's do symbols also. Let's go back to symbols. The other thing is dot density. What this was, let's still use the population 2000. Now this one. Well, this one was if you have like a higher population, they will have more, dots in that area, and you can change like if I want more dots, then you have more dots. So this is what you need to know in terms of symbology. I'm really confident that you can do a lot of analysis and mapping with the tool I just showed you. The graduated symbols, graduated colors, and the unique values. I think that's all you need to do, right? Okay, let's try another one. Let's try DM. Like this is just like a DM, right? But what I can do was I can go to symbology. I can go to classified, and I can. I think this is pretty good. I can change to other color. You can see here, right? I can immediately know where it's like the low area, the middle area, the mountain area, right? I guess this is like a pretty obvious. So yeah, just drag some layers and try to play with the data and see what you can do with symbology. Okay. It's not that hard, and you can do like I think one layer you can do like pretty quickly. Just get used to all these numbers and buttons. Okay, if you have any question, just let me know. Okay, this was this, and this is quantities. We covered that. The other part is after you finish the. For example, this is like let me just like check this too long. Well, actually, I like shape area. Right. Let's do quantile. Actually, I like this one. So next step is create legend. JS have a really handy tool to create legend. But the important part is there is actually very two buttons here. One is called data view, the other is called layout view. So if you want to create legend, please go to layout view. Okay, that's the only way you can get legend. Okay, click. Then it's like help you lay out your page, be prepared to print like that, something like that. Okay. Well, for landscape architect, I don't know whether or not it's that useful, but a lot of planners they create maps, in layout view. Okay, you can drag, and you can use like tools to like make it bigger and bigger. All right, you can drag, move down here, right? So, or if I want to create a legend, you just here have insert, and you can create a lot of stuff down here. And there's one you can add like scale bar, right? Just click OK. Then you have a scale bar, and it's really handy. You can just drag. Then you will change the numbers for you. We'll change the numbers for you. And also north arrow. Right, you can make it bigger, smaller, as much as you want. And this is legend. Okay, you just click legend, and here like legend items is like the items you can choose. You know, right now we set up. It's showing we are do 3 different legends. So, and you can choose how many columns. For example, if I want to do 2, click next, and you can change the title. You can say JS original, and you can change the size of title, the color, all stuff you want, right? And the border or something like that. You can do whatever you want. You can go settings, right? Just you can work with it. When I finish, then this was the legend. Okay, they will create for you. Somebody may don't like these like decimal numbers. Usually what I do is I change it from here. To go here, you can actually, all you can do is just like format labels, and you can change the number of significant digits, right? Things like that. Okay, since every number is really small, so let me just like select all of them and right click and format label for them. Let's just change it to 2. Click OK. Yeah, it become less. Here, getting less. Same thing for this one. I can just format labels 6. Yeah, there you go. So it's pretty cool, right? Okay, so we finished this one, create legend, and this is selection and exporting. Okay, so if somebody may not just interested like all the area of this, like I guess it's 10 counties, all the 10 counties. How about you just want like the counties with like higher population or higher population density? So what you can do is you can select those ones. For example, from here the drop down menu selection, and you can select by attributes, and which is the places. For example, we're interested in block group, and you can see here create a new selection, add to, will create new selection, and all this you can see here, all these items are the same ones in the table. If you look at the table, you see here state FIPS, state FIPS. So it's the exact same. So it's the way to help you like play with the data, you know, stored in the layer. Okay, so for example, we're interested about population 2000. You double click, then show up here, and we only want to select with the population that is bigger, let's say than 500. It's like a formula, really simple formula, right? Just like bigger than 500, and we can do just apply. As this number is too small, let's change to 2000. Okay, you click select, and all the selection on blue is the block that has higher population than 2000. Okay, and also you can choose by location. For example, I just want to choose like the blocks that go through that within that like nearby the interstate or intersect the interstate. So we can do is just select by location, from here, select by location, and the select methods. select feature from. So which means we want to select from block group, and source layer, which is the layer you want to reference. In this way is interstate. So we are interested. There's a lot of like a method to target your feature, like intersect the source layer feature, or within a distance of source layer feature, or contain the feature. There are a lot of ways. So we're just interested in intersect. So if I just apply, so you'll see here, like only the layer that intersect with this red interstate are chosen. Okay, pretty cool. What if you want like to save as another map or layer and for the future use, so you don't mess around with this like a block group layer. So what you do, you just right click, which is selection and exporting. Okay, just make sure you right click the layer, and there is one called selection, and go to create a layer from selected feature. So what they do is they will create a layer. Here, if you clear select features, you see all these pink ones are the layer we just selected, and they will create a new layer for it. If I see here, right, it's different layer. But the issue about this one is it's not in any geodatabase or anything else. So if you close the software off, they will disappear. So you need to export it to like a feature class and put into our geodatabase. So the way to do it is right click, and your data, there's one called export data. When you click, you can say all features, yeah, and you can choose where you want to save it. For example, we want to save it into fence, and you can name it with like a block interstate. Click save, click OK, and there you go. Can show in fence, and it's in here, block in interstate. So I can just like delete, and I can just drag in there, still show up there. So you can use, you can use this to clip something or do anything you want, right? And you can change this one, and all the table contents was there. Okay, so you can just like you can do whatever you want. You can, or I'll just show here. I strongly recommend you just follow my step and try every step I did, and definitely play with symbology, selection. It's not hard. Just try them, and if you try them once, then you can use and apply to your own project.